Bam. See that? Got to enjoy the little things. You saw it up there, right? Look at it. Look at it one more. Yeah, boy. I love that photo. It's just fantastic. It says everything about how I will feel in the most chaotic situations. I mean, obviously there'll be other stuff that goes along, but man, you might as well enjoy the adventure. Anyways, what's going on, everybody? It's Pop B, prepping outside the box. Dino, Josh, douchebag, friendly neighborhood marauder, whatever you want to call me. But here I am. I've got a little video for the marauders, for the members, and like I said before, you know, my mind will always be on the other channel. I always talk and discuss and run my suck, but I like giving you guys the girth, you know, the big meat and potatoes of stuff, you know, some practical application and some lessons. So this lesson is the well, for one, it's acronyms. Okay, I was going through some of my old stuff, and I came upon some old note cards from when I was doing some training with my platoon commander, and we were going over the 4 steps to seize a fortified objective. RIGS, R-I-G-S, R-I-G-S. So in this, there's actually 2 acronyms to go in this. It's basically putting a whole bunch of information into a little acronym, storing it inside your brain so it's easier to remember. I've got to take this fortified house. I got to take this checkpoint. And you just want to, you know, checklist it in your mind. What do I got to do, you know, on the way there? So this is it. So anyways, 4 steps to seize a fortified objective, RIGS, right? Now, the first one, of course, is going to be the easiest one, right? The easiest one is going to be recon the objective. People already know that, but this could be hours, days, weeks, whatever it is. But it's however much time you need to get sufficient intel on what you're going to be doing, what you need to do, everything about that position. Well, obviously, like rotations, who comes in, who goes out. You get a scanner with you. You can get a lot of information that way because people just don't have crypto. You know, drone footage would be fantastic. You can get a drone before, you know, all hell breaks loose. That'd be invaluable for collecting intel. Anyways, and then you can, you know, paint the bottom of it a nice blue color so it blends in a hell of a lot better than a black speck. Just throwing stuff out. Anyways, so you've got that. You got recon the objective. Next is going to be I in RIGS, and that's going to be isolating the objective. So basically all you're doing is cutting it off from the outside world. You have a checkpoint. Obviously, they have somewhere else to go. You don't want them to get reinforced. You don't want, you know, people hearing about things. You could jam signals, whatever you got at your disposal that you can do. You're isolating them from being able to be resupplied, reinforced, whatever, what have you. You're taking that and just enveloping them, circling them. So that's isolate. You've got reconning, all the information you get, and isolate, which is isolating them, right? Now G. G is gaining a foothold. And gaining a foothold is that first step that I look at when you're seizing the objective. Gaining that foothold is tipping that momentum in your favor, right? It's tipping the scale in your advantage for, you know, getting that area. So in this, excuse me, you have a thing called SOSR, S-O-S-R. And this is getting a foothold, right? So getting foothold, the 4 steps to clearing or breaching an obstacle. Like I said, you might be doing checkpoints, someone's fortified home, a camp, whatever it is. But when you get to this part, you've got the SOSR, the 4 steps. You've got suppress, which is pretty, you know, cut and dry. When you're gaining that foothold, you're going to be laying a base of fire down. And a lot of that's going to be allowing a maneuver element to go around. Maybe it's an assault element because it's a checkpoint that you're letting maneuver around. Maybe you're trying to get a team in position to actually breach. So you're coming up on a fortified home and you're sitting there and you're laying down a base of fire and windows and doors and all these little avenues where they could find you. Element moves around and they're breaching in the back door, the side door, whatever it is, right? So it's the suppression. It's allowing another element to maneuver. Next, you got O. It's the SOSR. So O is obscure. Obscure is just what it sounds like. It's masking the movement. So you've suppressed for that maneuvering element. Now you're going to mask them. Now, we don't always have smoke, but if you can get some, make some. I know we've always talked about it over and over again. Rip Curl Readiness has a good video on smoke. There's a lot of information out there how to make it. But being able to have that, it's going to be just invaluable. So smoke would be a fantastic one. Another one would be diversionary tactics. So anything that draws their attention away from what they're doing. So masking isn't just literally, holding up a cardboard and covering them while they're going around. It's a smoke, which is like that. And then it's diversionary tactics. And that's obscure. So you got to suppress, obscure. And the next is going to be security. So security is going to be placing security around the obstacle before accomplishing the mission, right? So you've gone already suppressed the objective. Your element's moving around to, let's say, breach the home. You've masked it by doing the suppression and causing chaos on another side, whatever it is. So you're drawing attention over here while they're maneuvering here, and you're suppressing here, right? So you're basically just mind fucking these people. But you're placing security on the objective too. So maybe at the same time, another element might be covering from the backside. You might be placing stuff closer as you've gained more territory, but you're placing security on an obstacle before accomplishing your mission, right? You don't want anything else coming in. So they're facing out, they're doing outer cordons and stuff like that. The security elements, making sure you don't have people coming and attacking you while you're attacking them, kind of thing. So you've got that. And then the last step of gaining a foothold in SOSER is reduce, right? And on reduce, reduce is just what it sounds like. And I'm going to read it right off the card. Reduce is eliminating the obstacles from keeping you from gaining a foothold. The enemy, casualties, enemy prisoners of war, barbed wire. So think about going against, we'll keep it the house. You're coming up on the objective. You've suppressed it. You've obscured their vision or their masked their movement. You've got security that you've placed around to cover you, so you don't have to worry about that outside. You're just concentrating on the objective. And then you're reducing it. So the people that you have detained, the people that you have eliminated or they're injured, your people that are injured, you're removing them from the situation. Barbed wire, doors, breaching obstacles, things that's going to be blocking you. They have barbed wire in there because what if you're going to checkpoints and things like that? You're trying to gain entry, right? You're trying to seize that objective, and you might have hooks and grappling hooks, and you're grabbing stuff, yanking stuff with trucks or people, manpower, whatever it is. You're trying to remove those obstacles, right? So that's the last step in gaining a foothold, right? And then the very last step of rigs, of the 4 steps to seize a fortified objective, right here. See, boop, like my G, I'm awesome. So this one is just going to be seizing the objective. So when you go through it, obviously that's just basically accomplishing the mission. But in the 4 steps to seizing the fortified objective, you've got rigs, just to show you again, right? So you've got reconning, isolating, gaining the foothold, which is SOSER, suppress, obscure, security, right? And then, oh my gosh, I just drew a blank. Reduce. Good Lord. reducing obstacles and threats and all that stuff, right? So you've got that. And then, of course, you just finally seize the objective. And that's the short and skinny of it. It's something that you can sit there and write down and just go over in your head when you're, war gaming with your team. When you're planning something and you're like, hey, we've got to take this checkpoint, what should we do? Well, let's just go shoot them. No, there's other stuff. You don't want to sit there and just go in head first, gung ho, like you're just going to be freaking John Wick running through this place, right? You want to take a second, a pregnant pause and mentally think it through so you have the least amount of casualties, the least amount of injuries, whatever you want to say. So rigs. Again, recon, isolate, gain the foothold, which is SOSER, suppress, obscure, security, and reduce. And then you've got seizing the objective. And I will leave you guys with that. Any comments, throw them down there. I appreciate it. If you want to know something else, if there's part of that maybe you feel like I ran through, throw it in the comments, and I'll happily explain myself. Sometimes I ramble through things, and I don't take consideration that I'm not talking to, my guys or something like that. People have different levels of learning. So anyways, I will talk to you guys later.